At least, even though we're still very early on in, I'd say, in SMB's life cycle, right?
Yeah.
But this is definitely a matchup that they're going to be, you could argue, I don't necessarily want to say more prepared for, but maybe more comfortable with than where we've seen them in recent times, right? Obviously, back to Berlin, where we saw them really kind of come out of their shell and play against teams and different play styles and different tendencies that aren't really tested against too often.
No, and again, I think it feels like a waiting game with SMB. I think all of us kind of came to the conclusion these guys are the superstars in the making from the region. We just have to wait for them to gel together. But FUTBOLIST are no slouches. I mean, you've got some great players and great names on their roster. So already we are live into this one. Let's dive into the action and get this one started. Again, we're a little, I'd say, more familiar with SMB at this point, but we've certainly had our glimpses from FUTBOLIST throughout the tournaments leading up to this.
Here's straight away, Rust will be called upon. He's got to dash away. Pora now seemingly isolated, but no pressure coming through just yet. Still has that camera as well. He's just going to play off contact here. He has a cage to play around as well. Actually spotted out immediately. Mods will find that.
It's Russ now who's next kind of in line, I guess, trying to do something about this, and these shots are going astray. Didn't quite find what he wanted, but actually backs away from the fight to kind of stick with the pack and trying to play through back from ramp side, but this plays towards Kiwi's hand. Biding his time, making sure no one's coming through from sewer, but that's already going to now have to be the goer. He has to get involved in this.
Wall as well.
And here he comes, Kiwi, back lines. Good dink on the first shot there, but he couldn't quite get what he wanted, which would be the kill. Now tension turns, and Kiwi's in trouble, but he's buying time. And that's the main proponent in this. If he can just keep time being favorable, and he has done more than that, leaving just Russ alive in a 1v2. Time has been wasted slightly, as Russ now tries to work his way in. 32 HP is not enough to do it. As already FUTBOLIST get off to a good start here.
And that's it, an opportunity there. As soon as they get control of sight, as soon as they get the spike down, the fact that it's only Pora there, it gives them such a comfortable footing, right? They can set up, they can sit behind that wall for an eternity, what it would feel like in a retake scenario, right? So, everything done right there. And yeah, see, Kiwi does kind of swing on the back of that retake perfectly, but again, the dink comes through, and actually that almost plays to their favor, the fact that he doesn't find the kill and he's traded out, because it burns another 10 seconds. At that point, SMB have to try and deal with him. We'll see here. He will stack up outside garage there. Spike not committed just yet. Anticipating a little bit of aggression on the side of SMB. But actually, it's all the way on the other side. Pora will push on through. Now they have a good indication of exactly where FUTBOLIST are stacked up. Is he going to send the paint shell through? Will force Kiwi to use the dash. Again, this is all time being eaten up here, and Pora's got so deep now, he's going to get behind B main actually and potentially find cracks.
The timing's going to be a factor, but by now you've got to look towards heaven. Now, keep in mind we're looking at the chance of them turning this with those pistols, and the time limit was expired. They were managing able to get things done when needed. Pora, well, there was a chance for this position to be quite interesting. Nice shot there, but not going to be much there off the back. Kiwi's got it done, that's 2, and the second being clean is good for them. So the rifle still remaining. They have to reinvest just once. The rest looking quite tasty, and let's see how the bonus round goes. That's going to be the changer, right? Maybe this is where we see SMB finally get themselves on the board here.
This is actually, again, even look towards that rifle purchase in the previous on the side of Kiwi. It's kind of huge here. It's an extra rifle effectively on top of the Spectres we're expecting to see.
Yeah.
Actually, look at it. Modge will throw one in as well. So well equipped here. They will stack up once again outside B main. This time it will be a split off the get-go, actually. Saskia will be noted on the back of that flash. And straight away you see the adjustment here. Russ is going to come up and reinforce towards B heaven. Pora now tasked just to hold the other side of the map solo.
Yeah, trying to swing into 3 players is going to be tricky if you get one Russ. Oh, that's something dreams are made of. And Saskia is desperately trying to do something here, but it's just utility now being put in thick. He can't get past it, has to respect it and back away. The second layer, maybe Sturban coming in being a supporting element, but the site, well, they can at least get towards it. Russ, though, repositioned so perfectly. That's 3. Down to 3, and you're going to pull the trigger. Doesn't quite get the connection he wanted, obviously, on the other side, but now... Oh, and Flash actually didn't quite get him. Went pretty deep in this. Now Sturban. Some freedom. Heaven's all his. Checks towards CT, no immediate threat. You can get that spike down.
This is problematic as well, because Russ has the operator, and Izzy's down to 3 HP. Exactly, you can see them swap there. It's perfect. And the Blade Storm popped.
Here we go, game on now. Mosh trying to get that plant down, but bear in mind there's a player up to the side. Sturban was so clutch before, puts his body on the line. No immediate trade, and a whiff. Izzy, no way. I've seen Izzy hit that all day long, and it's devastating. But Sturban coming alive when required.
4 on the round for him. Futbolist post their third, and I gotta say it, a round where you'd think SMB actually did everything right up until the point. And that double challenge coming through from stairs where things fall apart again. The fact that they swap over here and Russ finds that one just not anticipating. I think Russ can't readjust there, and Sturban almost gives this one away. Izzy actually has to reload the operator there, and like we already noted, at that point it's almost, it feels counterintuitive. The Blade Storm's pop, but Izzy still needs to be the one to take first contact with that 3 HP.
Yeah, has to put himself on for the trade. Again,
especially after they find that first.
Correct. There's no way you're going to just... I mean, okay, you could hope you get a clean fight, but normally they're in complementary positions, which caught us out in that first game when they weren't, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, 3-0, but what a belting start for Futbolists. Now, on paper, where in the timeline do you put SMB right now? Because we've had hit-and-miss results, right? Excuse me. You've seen them succeed really well. You've seen the high notes, but then we also saw Berlin, where it felt a little too early in the plan yet. They weren't quite there. Where'd you put them? I
think we've seen, you're absolutely right, we've seen the floor and the ceiling, right? But we haven't seen where that trend kind of sits in terms of consistency. And for this roster to be billed as, you know, the super roster coming out of the region, I don't want to say it's been underwhelming, but I'm still a little confused as to where to put them across EMEA.
Yes.
In terms of where we put them versus the likes of, you know, Liquid, Fnatic, and obviously to an extent Gambit as well. Obviously now we throw them in the mix in that discussion, but definitely against Futbolist, I'll be honest, I'm expecting them to do very good things, because we talk about that comfort zone, right? We talk about in terms of play styles, in terms of even just strats, in individuals and their impact on the game. This should be SMB in a well-rehearsed position, I'd say.
I think that's a really fair assessment. I would say the counter to that is whenever it's a regional matchup, things do get a little different. It gets closer, and this is getting weird. We've got 5 players staying as the pack. And they've cleared B as much as they can. Walking mid. Not going to catch anyone through sewer, but the timing is going to be interesting. Do they get anywhere? Nah, they still have to clear that deeper B side, I guess.
I was going to say they clear B, but actually it's just on the back of nobody peeking out of B main. They still have to re-explore this now. The spy cam dealt with on the side of A as well, but no information to act upon, and Futbolists have free access here. I'm going to give SMB a run for their money here, because they've not got an awful lot to fight back in. I mean, Izzy has to get up close and personal with that judge. The rest of it, it's Sheriff's a ghost. Modge is here, he's going to catch Pora. The alarm bot will at least, and yeah, Pora not even checking this corner. Weapon retrievable as well.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a step, I guess. Trying to be quite reserved, because the next layer is the one that's the tricky part. You've got a lot of players in the right place. Sasuke, great work. Leave the third. No problems there. I thought Izzy's jump peak wasn't that bad, but apparently easy enough for Sasuke.
Sasuke turns on a dime to find that headshot.
Russ is off to a bit of a tear, but...
The interesting thing as well there, I think actually SMB, as soon as they see that flash, they're thinking maybe actually they are stacked up and they're looking for mid-control, looking to split B once again, but that flash goes all the way up into, not just into Mail, all the way into the corner, the deep corner of heaven, right? And again, I was talking about this in the previous series, that this investment of Sky Flashes, sometimes it can almost be misleading, right? If you can catch a flash from way deep somewhere, but actually on the flip side, that SMB see that flash and...
you read it.
They try and bait him, and Russ still finds Kiwi.
He read you like a book, and you gotta feel silly after that one, don't you? Like, I've been set in for this swing. Nope. No, I have not. And now you can see the pressure, though. Quick answer is, well, let's just take that mid-space then, right on in there. Izzy taken down, quick trade out of player, and mid-control garnered. Look at that A site. You've got to be careful now if they start feeling this out. Mosh? Okay, gonna try and keep him away. Try and maybe force the hand here. Turco definitely wants in, but you can see them waiting for this. They are so set up in case they go for the Seekers now come in. Russ, though, still in position and still doing damage. This guy on the up is looking real tasty today.
They're going to be able to close the distance on this as well. No dash to deal with. He can't actually get out that lockdown now. Sturban actually tries to force his way back into that smoke. Favorable punish from Modge in position. Come on, Turco, brave now, left.
Oh!
And he will find his third. Pora, again, he did find a little contact in ropes earlier, but all but eliminated from this round before he's even killed off. Armor Cup, they're actually they're very split right now, so Pora can find one. Oh, Modge just slips behind the box.
Modge just needs to stay alive for a little bit longer, and now time is perfect. Yeah, and Pora has to clear everything, right? You have to operate under the assumption they could be sitting CT cross, they could be sitting backside. And with that plant in mind, he might start to work out he's getting wrapped on. That plant's indicative of a couple of things, but he has to clear that potential double stack. No one there, and now look who's in position. Grax is right there, and Pora's been able to get nothing. He tried it, there was only so much you can do, but Modge had a tear of a round as well.
I love seeing just one-off rounds like that, where they see who it is that's last up. And that's why that play from Grax is perfect, right? They leave one on site, and it's one of those situations where you think, actually, yeah, you can understand them not playing a crossfire, not stacking up together, because they read it perfectly. They know the Pora is going to be 10 years behind the execute there, trying to lurk, trying to flank, trying to find something. The plant's for heaven. He has all the time in the world to come through.
5-0. This is a start and a half. SMB need to...
swinging.
Yeah, they need to wake up a little bit here, SMB. This has got to be a bit of a stark awakening, too. This is going to be quite a test for them. Individually, no one's. I mean, Russ had a pretty decent start, but you need a little more than that. They need the collective to come online here in some degree, because as it stands, Futbolists have their number. Oh, red. No big information for Sasuke off the back of that. Didn't quite get to see what's looming on the other side, which is this. The judge pending. Ooh. Okay, Kiwi, double down, get it. There, heavens, there's. Quick little heal, get everyone back situated, no problem there. And this is just looking all par for the course. I mean, yes, there is a player on the side, could cause a bit of damage. CT could get aggressive, but Stubborn! He has undone any potential damage that round single-handedly. Brave with a shot. Look, no one's down, SMB can aim. We all know these boys are absolutely locked and loaded. But it ain't gonna really convert to much if he can't deny these rounds from Futbolist.
Spike planted.
Again, at this point with this scoreline, it's not really even about the damage you can do. SMB already built up a bankroll. Brave now waiting, just begging somebody else to peek him.
Not that one, though. Not Tommy.
Perfect. They flash off the turret's contact.
The double push as well through it. Like, this... It looks like Futbolists have turned up to play, right? Like, there's times you'll look at it when... I don't like calling Futbolists the underdogs. It feels like I'm underselling how good they are, but...
I think that narrative comes from we've seen SMB on international stage, right? And it was always Futbolists have been very present, but we think about actually the appearances cross-regionally. There's not an awful lot of data to go on.
And then you look at regional kind of head-to-heads, right? When you go into the kind of sub-regions that you see, be it, you know, the CIS region, they're hyper-aware of the team that's regarded as, you know, towards the top, because they're the ones to beat, they're the ones to aim for. And you could argue SMB are that team, at least on paper, when you look at them. So again, for Futbolists, you're eyeing these boys up. This is the team that you want to take down to take that spot away, to stay alive in this run. However, now getting into it, let's see if there's any adjustments from SMB. 6-0 is already looking commanding, though.
You are divided!
The divide will go up very early, actually positioned. Invested just to give Pora a pocket to play behind, but again, don't expect anybody to be drifting up ramp in this scenario. The goal is sight. All they have to clear, really, is the back corner and elbow, and they have that. So it's free access once again. And you look at the tools that SMB had. Russ actually in position to catch Modge on this lurk, but doesn't find the kill.
God, the timing. The timing could not have been worse for Stir, but he's going to get punished for that. And yeah, double follow-up for Pora. Now just 3 stands, Sasuke, Kiwi, and Grax, all looking for the next way in. One flash to hand for Sasuke. What can he do with this one? Who can he set up? Well, no one, but he can at least make it hard look for Pora. And there's the trade coming out. Russ is right there, as is Izzy. There's Turco.
Done.
Overwhelmed in numbers, great timing, good spacing. They do not allow any trades to come in.
Really well played. Actually, and you'd expect Pora, I guess, in the games where he's heating up, you know, he might dip his toes ahead of that cosmic divide, look for one, look to slip away again and reset back towards a safe position. But ultimately, there having 5 available on the retake and finding that flank as well. I mean, finding the first and then the neural theft gets popped. It confirms what they already know to be true on the back of Russ spotting Modge. At that point, they know they have the advantageous fight, right? Deal with the back line. They can take a clean fight onto side. At that point, it's really, I mean, it requires some real heroics from anybody on the side of FUTBOLIST to get anything done from elbow and backside. Russ again goes drifting and is rewarded. Sturban will fall. SMB can capitalize on this first blood.
Again, Russ not exactly known for the jet play necessarily, but I mean, him on that op is looking more impressive than the jet in my eyes at this point, but it seems to go hand in hand here. Player advantage still maintained for SMB this round, managed to maintain through that mid-pinch, that bit of pressure building. Sasuke, Moj, and Krags have to back away from this and now look for the next option. Where do they reaggress to? Where do they find that next step? Well, not there. Pora waiting patiently the entire time towards ramp. Switched on from the last round. Flash in hand for Sasuke. Heaven's not an open challenge. It's a little deeper. You can see it playing towards almost the rafters ledge. And the walk through vents. 38 seconds, plenty of time on the board. Double stack towards ramp. They've made it through quietly.
30 seconds left.
Do they find this 2v1 cleanly onto Izzy, though? Is the question.
Barrel's given it away, but apparently Sasuke doesn't care. He's found it, he's got to know Pora's still here. Pora got a kill from this position earlier on, so they know he's around, but where is he? And time is of the essence, and there's no rotations on the way, because they've got full faith. Pora, what on earth? Bounds on up, takes him down. It's all done. SMB have woken up.
And it's interesting there, at the 15-second mark again, yes, you noted the Pora found a kill from there earlier, but I'm not sure why it's a solo challenge. Flash available on the side of Sasuke, swing through, make absolutely sure. I mean, like I said, the one thing actually that FUTBOLIST need to get done there is find a clean 2v1 onto Izzy. When they find that, the next one is finding the next clean 2v1. Don't give away 1v1s in that scenario. Again, 15 seconds left. You could argue maybe just take the spike to site.
Sure.
Player from site once again. A little weird, but SMB their second on the board now. Whether or not FUTBOLIST will keep giving away these first ones. Again, it's
Ooh.
been a couple of times, but Pora going walkabouts again. He's rewarded. Sturban, second round in a row, he's fallen first. And that's a key component as part of this composition to lose.
Yeah, now Russ gets freedom. He can sit backside if he wants to. Move it. Okay, apparently not. Kiwi's just going to spam.
He can't sit back.
Yeah, no, I've lied. I'm so sorry. Brave, your turn. How are you going to do? Pretty good. That's going to be one, but has to peel away from it and respect what's on the other side for now. Reaggressing on the timing. Now the ult does have to come through.
I've got your trail.
And the Seeker's invested as well. Actually will note on the back of Brave trying to pop one, but Izzy finds Moj. Sasuke will trade out Brave. We'll get themselves onto site here. The wall will go over Spawn. Actually nearly catches Izzy, but it's a weird fight. Turco finally puts Cracks down. Sasuke called upon now. Spot Pora, but it's a 1v3 for him.
Oh, he's trying it. He knows this isn't nice. He's not getting what he needed. A clean fight on Pora would have been perfect, but Pora plays it really well. Just dipping back with the others, not overstaying his welcome. Gives up a little bit of, I guess, CT control, but it's not really much here that Sasuke can do. 18 seconds till his other flash comes in. At that point, the clock's already run out unless he gets the spike down, which, well, I don't really see much happening with this, and I think he's got to face the music here.
10 seconds
Spike
left.
goes in, there's the response. They start swarming, and it's Izzy just bounding on the side. No idea. Nice work from Izzy. We already see the gap now being closed. SMB find their footing, and I don't know if there's much you can chalk it up to. What do you think really made the difference there?
Losing Sturban. Off the rip again. It's so huge, and again, especially recently where we see like kind of double smokes being run with Viper and whatnot, but and it's unfortunate because the first time he's caught in mid with the operator, second time it's Pora just off the rip. Soon as the barrier drops, he's walking A main. And again, whether or not that's SMB kind of reading into what the default looks like, because like I said, it's Sturban in two separate positions. It's not as if he's double swung mid or he's swinging into garage every single round, but the other thing there as well, the worst second person to fall is actually Moj because he has the lockdown available. The only other thing that, in this composition at least, that FUTBOLIST have to ensure they get safe passage onto a site is the lockdown. Yes, he gets revived, but it's that 10 seconds or so that's brought in him falling. They have to stabilize for the revive. Rotation comes through. They're in position to greet it.
Yeah, and it is going to be a timeout now for FUTBOLIST. Maybe just try and identify some of these key components and what they want to do about that. What's your next look? because you got to imagine at one point you're going to get worked out, and let's see how well they adapt off the back. I don't know what the buys could be looking like here. It's a bit of a mismatch of money. He should be able to fashion something, but I'm sure two players... Well, I guess Kiwi's at least got his ult, but... No light armor for Moj, but it's not the end of the world. Still got plenty of utility to play with, and yeah,
I'm buying around it, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a nice spot.
Again, and actually a 5,200 credit buffer behind this. That's on the back of actually cracks Kiwi and Sturban, but the next spy is going to be interesting. And actually, through that showstopper Brave, doesn't have that divide. Poor also with his ultimate. Oh, Kiwi just swings over the top there. Actually, Pora has to respect it, backs away. We'll draw out the paint shell though. It's anticipating the hit coming behind it, but the spike's actually all the way over in mid here.
If they can tame Pora, this could be a different look, and if he keeps aggressing like this, he's playing a really dangerous game. Kiwi and Sasuke going to fall off that, but no opening kill, no easy first blood yet, at least, that SMB are able to find. You can still see that Sturban standing. Deep hold towards heaven. Oh,
I was
Russ!
gonna say Russ might catch one as soon as that smoke drops, but...
And even though Izzy got the trade, look at the HP, straight down to 10 HP. He has to fall off it, has to play a little bit more of the long con. And Sasuke going to lead the pack in as now Brave. Lovely shot towards Moj, expecting maybe a player coming in through main, but does get some more opportunities here. Turco with one on the cross, and there's the ult coming down, but it's actually Sturban to find Brave. Nothing collected from that ult.
Pora's behind this though, and this time, Futbolist wise to it. See Sturban holding the angle, but
Lovely.
Pora wins that one. Cracks has to get off the plant here, tries to find the kill, find the first, but Izzy swings on through, will find the headshot, and SMB now bring it within touching distance. Again, I was questioning just before, actually after the purchase in that previous round, whether or not they can even muster together a full purchase here. And two players are going to be a little below the mark.
One enemy remaining.
What they force through in this. That's huge considering what SMB have been able to achieve in these last. Again, it was 6-0, Lauren.
Yeah. 4 on the trot now.
They actually, well, it's Guardian, it's light armors. Again, you question the utility behind a purchase like this, but there's 1,000 credits in the bank after this, and that's going to be round 12. So they're not going to be looking very good coming into the final round here. And I guess you at this point, you're either looking at an 8-4 or a 6-6 in terms of expected outcomes. I guess Futbolist happy with either, to be honest with you, on that for that to be their attacking half.
Yeah, they've certainly done a fair amount of work early on. Turco's managed to punish Moj almost instantly. Kiwi on the swing, finding Pora. First time you're finding Pora really early here. It seems like he was winning out on that opening fight, taking a lot of space towards that A site, but with now him removed, it looks like they're considering it, but there is a second layer to this. There are still 2 more people over towards the site. Russ is one of them who was noted earlier. And then you've got Izzy as well. Sturban playing the white team game in middle, and there it is. Huge kill for Kiwi. Now that's opening things up. Pressure then falls to Izzy. Sturban biding his time patiently does get Turco. And now Izzy, what can you do with this? You've got so many players potentially coming towards you. You know it as well. You've just lost all support systems close to you. Yes, Brave is still alive, but Brave's on B. So Izzy notes 1 towards heaven. I'm pretty sure he saw the barrel. Doesn't matter. Sturban has finally been able to survive the opening sort of exchanges, and look what he's been able to do.
Spike planted.
Down, the plant's open for heaven as well, so it makes it even more difficult for Brave, even if he wants to attempt this, but looking like it's not going to be the case. Try and hold on to this rifle, maybe do a little further damage if possible. But again, it's the thing to note there, if Poor is the first, and you could question Russ, why are you peeking that dude? You don't need to. Hold a safer angle, play deep, you know, force Futbolist to make moves. But again, you lose Poor, and he's such a huge factor in terms of information gathering and receiving information for SMB. So while we're seeing Russ do such a thing on A ramp, but again, with what came into this and potentially the byproducts of losing this round, Futbolist will actually survive with 4. They will get the upgrade on Sasuke.
Hey, and they needed it clean too.
Interesting. No, actually Kiwi
Last round before the
will
switch.
throw the operator out and ride a rifle into this final round. So again, SMB here are going to be fairly flush in terms of the economy. Not going to struggle with anything here. Yeah, I'd say Poor without a weapon, then it's gonna. Yeah, it will be easy to drop one across. Yeah.
Okay, so they can.
And
At
he's got
least,
full util as well. So.
yeah, they can spread the wealth. Or the one I'm looking at, utility-wise, could be an issue, but he's fine. Already we look to see how this begins. Ooh, peek down middle. Okay, good info off the back of that. But again, they're not exploring it this time. They're kind of stacking up towards B main. We still have that late play coming through on sewer as well. Just maybe making sure that, you know, Pora's not going walkabouts or someone's going over exploring. The ult coming through. Sasuke now going to lead in with, you know, the little doggo coming out. And Russ actually doesn't quite get what he wants there. And Izzy's found Kiwi. So now Brave looking towards the side here. Oh, he's trying to work through this. He's working through the slow. He's still standing his ground. Not quite finding everything he dreamed of, but one will do, I guess. And it's a 4v3.
Oh, that's a huge flash though. Sasuke swings on the back of it, but only one. Izzy will trade it. 44 HP, and it comes down to a 3v2 hit. Modge and Sturban have to get something down. Another kill at least before they try and get the plant. SMB are also just so close already,
30
Lauren.
seconds left.
With the player already on pillar, it just removes so much on the side. What? Sturban just gets down Izzy. Oh, the jump peek ain't gonna happen. Pora's on it now. Warming up, waking up, SMB back in the game. This was a very one-sided start, but 7-5 is telling a different tale.
I mean, a miracle by all accounts in terms of how this half started off. And SMB, they're just adjusting really that Pora starts going walkabouts at about round 7. They start finding first bloods. They start finding Sturban actually on a number of occasions. Again, it makes it so difficult to string together like a solid execute with just no smokes whatsoever. Like I said, actually the only thing behind that, you could mention cracks on the wall, but again, it's not the same as having that kind of blanket of safety. See here, we can get down in the pistol round. Actually going to be actually a weird stack here on the side of FUTBOLIST. It's going to be 3 towards B main. And we'll walk into garage here. Kiwi and Sturban.
Sturban's running. They're not being quiet. Ooh, it's not nice. It's horrible, but it's 2-for-1 trade.
Spike down.
Spike noted though.
Wait, Spike was back there?
Oh, please don't get a kill.
Sasuke, that's a good flash. He's just going to be a nuisance now. Can he buy the time? No one's nearby. He's on an island. Sasuke. What? He got 2. 3 overall. The second then on Turco. I don't know how he got it. I don't think he even knew he got that one. That was just spamming and hoping for the best. But now, this is still playable. They're fighting in spawn. And Mosh is taken over mid. Do you clear this? Do you even consider
Please
this?
clear it.
No, you don't.
Oh, he's waiting.
Yeah, there it is. That's Spike now down. They know the other's not going to be far away either. Izzy's on way. Again, these shots aren't pretty, Hypoc.
Now cracks in position to help. Actually, Izzy does find the first one. Just a bit of a drive-by with the frenzy here, but 18 HP. Cracks with a classic. You gotta say he wins these, and he does. FUTBOLIST will close out an odd pistol round. Pora doing his best dapper impression, swinging out Sushi there, but still somehow Sasuke finds 2.
That second shot from Sasuke was hilarious.
But it's the point there. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. You find the first 2 kills, but it's like, oh, I have the spike. I've fallen, and all of my teammates have made it to ropes already.
Okay. I have fallen and cannot get up.
Help.
Help. Yeah, 8-5.
I am in danger. See, SMB now. We're gonna stack up on the other side. Again, though, look at this. FUTBOLIST will be given control of B main for free. We're actually going to come through mid. Kiwi does find Turco just lagging behind the pack a little bit. Alarm bot going to spot out if they do decide to push him. So actually, Modge in a very good position. He's going to play rafters. He's perfectly safe to do so.
Killed my bot.
Yeah. Doesn't need to overdo it.
Oh.
Okay, overdid it.
Yeah.
Sasuke's got his back, though. No problem. That's 2 quick kills, and Izzy. Valiant attempt, not going to happen. But it was, I think it was only 1 frenzy invested. It was a very light second round. They really didn't get any upgrades, really. So they'll be just fine. 9-5. But now we're getting to game territory. Now it's game on for SMB, right? Like, if the team with the lead on the half picks up even just the first 2 off the back of the pistol, you could almost be a double digits, which they are, right? This is where it gets to, okay, Bonus round is now integral. We can't take this lightly. If they come in with anything... Oh, what is the buy coming in for Footballists? Let's have a quick look.
I mean, actually,
It's not much, is it?
Modge is carrying through a frenzy.
Yeah. So it should be fine for SMB here. I say should.
Again, whether or not SMB actually going to address this B main presence. Footballists have shown 2 rounds in a row now. This time, going to sit a little deeper. Actually, just on the back of the smoke and the Trailblaze, but they do get confirmation of presence. See here what the adjustment is, what the response to that.
Blocking
Because actually, they send Cracks and Sasuke away from this. A little bit of damage done on the way in, and yeah, more than one footstep noted. So you can see why Sturban has to respect that.
But Sasuke leant all the way over towards A.
Just to throw the flash. So again, it's not going to catch anything here, and then he's going to hit the rotate back to B.
I actually really like that, just
Beautiful.
showing almost a feign of presence, right? It's this concept of the, well, we know Sky's going to be there.
Well, and interesting enough, it's on the back of the Trailblazer invested at the early round as well. So now it's like, okay, Sky's on A now.
Yeah, but the pick happened, so it's all open towards A. There is one player waiting. Moj, life basically on the line. I don't know how much you're going to get out of it. He knows he's in trouble. He hears it all now flooding on down. There's one on in, he called. One on site. There it is. Big strike, actually, but a better trade. Russ and Pora in great combination. Finding Moj and Sasuke. And now they're doing exactly what needed. This should wrap up. It's an SMB round of 1v3. Didn't check on it. Pora gets it.
Take what's useful.
9-6 now. Yeah, 2 kills, and again, you're looking for probably one more for it to
One
be
more
really, really successful for Footballist after losing out the round. But I love the intention of just that little piece again. Trailblazer noted at the start of the round. And he runs all the way over to A, actually throws it out to almost say, yeah, we've rotated, but also it's the potential information gathered on the back of that flash.
Oh,
There's nothing
like
coming
it.
through because of that wall as well in Mail, Lauren.
Yeah,
Again,
so
it's
you
on the back-
know.
Exactly.
Here.
It's lovely. Lovely utility work. Now, it obviously doesn't always work out. I mean, that's just how it goes, but nice concept, nice idea. 3 plays stacked towards A, so this kind of bodes the question of, are they going to try and get aggressive with this? What are they going to do? Because you can't stick with 3 towards A the entire time. Utility comes out, trade of information comes in. Pora's got to be very careful here, and actually it looks like they're sticking quite close to this. 2 players pushed up towards A main. You've got now, obviously, on the response, SMB going to take that mid control.
Yeah, Russ actually peels back away from ropes.
Here.
Obviously, Sasuke and Modge posted. In anticipation. Again, this is the first time really they've challenged this wall as well. Let's see if there's any adjustment on the side of Footballist. And you can see now Sasuke actually will preemptively rotate this direction.
Cracks. Yeah, so that's going to be confirmation there is presence, and it's actually quite quick. Sasuke, yes, he dives in, but by now already Russ got free, but he got left on his own. Sturban! How are you doing this? Sturban's been having some real pop-off moments here, just on his own, basically, making more than he should. But Sasuke on the swing. Turco and Izzy get punished as Brave left in the 1v3, and Sasuke is having a round. You thought he needed a touch, maybe not. Moji is there, and that's going to be now double digits looming on that board.
Again, you look back to this, if potentially, you know, there's one more kill in that bonus, it makes it very, very difficult. But I think SMB should be able to muster something together. But with that 1-round victory, it's almost like you get the economical reset, and you're in actually, yeah, it's terrible for us. It's way worse than I was envisioning.
Yeah.
This is really awkward. Again, they have 1 buy-round opportunity here. It's going to be comfortable because they banked 9100 here, but this is potentially Footballist hitting 11 rounds. SMB on that purchase, and if it's a full purchase, could look ugly coming into map point.
Kiwi's under pressure, though. It is quite terrifying when people just kind of fly at you. Moj, though, should have been able to maybe handle that, but Russ coming in with that rifle does make the difference, but 9 HP now is all that remains for him. But they've made something of this round when really they didn't have much to make of it. Spike now down, Russ gets the heal. Game back on. Rifle gets filtered out towards Brave, who's got the armor, but there's the take coming back in. Sasuke reading Pora well, and now it begins. What can Kiwi do? Does he find a bit of space? Oh, this is weird. It's awful. It's gone. Absolutely. It's all gone Pete Tong. It's a 3v3. Russ, I don't know what's happening, mate. Sturban on the way through. This is so messy. Russ does find Sturban. Brave's found Cracks. How is this the one that you turn around?
Yeah, 30-round win in spectacular fashion, you got to say it. the immediate burst towards A. They straight away find the opening. They convert so quickly. You can see Futbolists had to just sit and wait. Again, they dig Pora out, which is the one that, in that post-plant scenario, expect him to be the one to be the most proactive, the furthest away from the spike, to be the most proactive or the most, I guess, influential in terms of swinging that back round. But yeah, actually, I'm not sure actually what Cracks got stuck on there. I think it was the other side of the Sage wall, but... And Russ opened things up off the rip again.
Blink and you miss it, it seems.
Yeah.
What do you do with these four? I mean, you've got some light armor, so it's not a completely, you know, light investment here. It's got a little bit of something to it, but I mean, it's... Cracks finding busy. Not... Please keep your anti-ecos clean. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate you. Sturban found. Moj and Kiwi. I mean, they're trying it. Flash now allows Russ to get the corner at least. Kiwi is safe for the swing. There it is. Not bad. Needs more. Not going to get more. 3 alive. And they convert.
Right now, this is where, again, 2 rounds can change everything. Now, Futbolists going to be in a position where they're struggling financially. SMB now have the wind in their sails in terms of the ultimate cycle. I think actually noted a couple coming online. You see here the showstopper, the Seekers, and the Neural Theft. Take it or leave it when it happens, but... And Russ with good progress back towards that Blaze Storm, because we know you used that in the eco round. That was the hit onto A. But to already be this close. I mean, an orbiter kill here, and this time around, it's the showstopper to try and pave the way for SMB as he posts it. Stuck inside that gravity well, but Sasuke was still full.
Yeah, Sturban is still just somehow finding 2. I don't know how he keeps getting 2 out of these scenarios. The amount of rounds he's just getting a second kill, and I really, it blows my mind, honestly. And at this point, it's a 4v3 though. Pora, Izzy, and Turco, your options. Let's have a look at them. What have you got here? I mean, I guess you've got decent progress with where Pora's positioned. It gives you a little bit of freedom to maybe use him as that linchpin to work around. I have no idea. Pora, oh wow, this is now going to change the game. They've got to pay attention to him. They've got the full information. What do they do with this? They keep going, apparently. 1 pillar, 1 towards screens, and 1 deep towards CT. Izzy's already on the site. He's there, and he's not within as close of a fighting range as I thought. A 1-for-1 trade out. This is still kind of weird. Yeah. Some of these rounds are blowing my mind here. They're not in the good way.
Cosmic Divide and Lockdown here as well, so this is huge for Futbolists. SMB have to try and mitigate this, but Sturban will find his 3rd.
And Pora, though, pushing on through, and he's just going to the barrel. It's showing. Oh, Marshall gets it.
What? He saw the battle. Somehow, was he blocked on something? He couldn't swing through the Cosmic Divide.
I don't know anymore.
Well...
Well,
the back and forth discussion I've had about the finances here, actually, again, you got to question it now for SMB, even more so, because this is another one that's flipped things back. Does it look like it will be a full purchase and actually fairly comfortable behind it, but actually, yeah, Futbolists coming out of this one probably worse off in terms of what SMB were able to, I guess, salvage even from that loss in the previous round victories. They were clean enough here where they're sat on a bit of a buffer. Not necessarily economically out of this game just yet. Futbolist on the brink of map point here, and look at this. Futbolist trying to push through Pora. You can see him screaming that information, trying to relay it. His team to get proactive elsewhere, and look at it, straight up into Mail.
Yeah, but look at the time being bought as well. SMB can't do anything with it. They want to try and move. They want to try and make this time valuable, but as soon as they do, it's a blender.
Oh, no.
Oj finds Izzy. And this is not looking good for SMB. They're being pushed around the map in a way they do not want. Yes, they get a kill back, so it's still possible. But it's on Turco, Pora, and Russ to do something, and it's not working out. Cracks playing that timing on the pillar just to perfection, and Pora, I'm sure he's going to be frustrated with that loss after what was that big information grab at the first hurdle.
He notes all 3.
Yep.
So straight away, they know that they have a 4v2 potentially on B, but Cracks, man, he holds the line. Throws up that huge performance there to stop SMB from getting access to B site, and now, I mean, actually, Map point. A Sheriff, a Judge, a Spectre. They have the Blade Storm. Russ obviously going to pop that one and ride it through. FUTBOLIST poised now to close out split.
Very much on the verge of Russ. Just headstrong, trying to keep himself alive. Moj now called upon. They line up, but he puts them down. 2 back-to-back, but the trades are effective. It's not without answer. Sasuke on the verge. Is he? Huh?
Sasuke?
What is going on?
It's somehow a 2v2 again.
I don't understand it. And now a 1v1. Russ has done very well for his side, but they need him in this moment.
Cracks has a res. Look at where they are, though. None of them are safe.
No, none of these are easy reses. Little investment there of the slow. And Russ is ignoring the cross. I'm sorry, mate. I don't know what just happened again there.
I never want to see that round again.
Like, did he think it was bait? Did he not want to believe that that was the actual intention? I don't know. It will be FUTBOLIST to pick up map